Hi, and many thanks for joining MoneyIQ. This introductory tutorial will guide you through the initial stages of setting up your personal net worth dashboard and get you well on the way to utilizing all the tools and benefits of using the MoneyIQ platform. Let's jump straight in. Once you've created your account and validated your email, you'll be redirected to the login page. On your very first login, you'll be asked whether you'd like to set up your net worth dashboard. If you choose no, you'll be redirected to the home page, where you can get back to the net worth setup page by clicking My MoneyIQ on the nav bar, followed by My Dashboard, and then Add Remove Assets. For now, however, I'll select Yes, and this opens the setup page, and as you can see, there is a list of different assets and liabilities, along with information tooltips explaining what each category is. Now, simply go down the various items and choose the categories that are relevant to you. For this tutorial, I'm going to choose cash, investments, crypto and miscellaneous for assets, and credit card debt for liabilities. Of course, you should choose whichever assets and liabilities apply to you, but don't worry, you can always come back and add or remove more whenever you need to. Finally, you need to choose the base currency, and as you can see from the tooltip, this is the currency that best represents your financial base. For most people, all of their assets and liabilities will be in the same currency, but MoneyIQ manages over 150 currencies globally, so don't worry if you have assets and liabilities in multiple currencies. Just choose the currency that you want your net worth to be calculated and displayed in. All exchange rate conversions will be done in the background. I'm going to choose the British pound, and once done, I'll press the submit button at the bottom of the form. What happens now is a blank net worth dashboard is displayed with my assets and liabilities shown as tabs at the top. You can see here cash, crypto, investments, miscellaneous, and credit card debt. And if I click on each tab, a separate page opens for each item, with the tabs of the assets turning blue and for the liabilities red. Let's go back to the main dashboard for a moment, and you can see at the top there was a total net worth figure of £0, and also the base currency that I chose confirmed on the right. We then have a blank chart, which I'll come back to, as well as a couple of other dashboard items here which show nothing yet because no assets and liabilities have been entered. So let's enter something. I'll start with cash and click on the cash tab, and you can see the same zero value, base currency confirmation and blank chart, followed by a cash entry form. If I click on this, it opens with a number of different import fields, as well as two other buttons here that relate to bulk uploading items to an Excel-based template, which I'm going to ignore for now. To add a cash item, you can view the useful tooltips as you need to, but it's pretty intuitive, starting with entering a reference for the item. Here I'll use HSBC UK. I'll then choose the type, and my HSBC account in this example is a savings account. Then we have valuation currency, and this is simply the value of the currency the asset is held in. And in this instance, this is a HSBC account in the UK, so the currency is GBP, the same as my base currency. The value is how much money I have in the account, and in this case is £5,258.45, and you can also see that when I enter the value, the next field is populated automatically. This is the base currency value, or the value of the asset in my base currency. Of course, with the base currency of British pounds and the HSBC account being in pounds too, then the numbers will be the same. I'll show you what happens when you have different currencies in a moment, but for now I'll submit this, and you can see the asset is added successfully and is now displayed on the table below. Here we have the date added, the reference and type, the valuation currency, the value in that currency, the base currency value, and my comments. You can also see two buttons here. These are self-explanatory. Edit allows you to amend the item. Here, for example, if I press edit, the form populates with the HSBC account details, and if I change something, for example, I update the value to £6,000 and then update the asset, you will see this reflected in the table. Delete will simply delete the line item, which I don't want to do, so I'll press no. If I now scroll up, you can see that although the total is now updated and the £6,000 is shown here, the chart is still showing zero. Well, if I now press refresh totals, you'll see the chart update with a new total being shown on today's date. Furthermore, if I now go back to the main dashboard, you can see the £6,000 reflected in the total and the chart, and also the asset and liability ratio bar, which shows the split between the assets and liabilities, as well as the summary table where our cash is showing up just here. Okay, let's look at one more tab, and this time let's look at investments. Click on the investment tab, open the form and follow it down, noting again that the tooltips are there to guide you. First, let's search for an investment. I own some shares in Microsoft, so I'll start typing Microsoft in, and when it shows, I'll just click NSFT, the ticker. I next choose the type of investment, and this is stocks and shares, and then the number of shares I purchased, which was 100. Now we have the valuation currency, and this time I bought the shares in US dollars, so I will choose USD from the drop-down menu and then input my purchase price. I bought them some time ago at $323 a share, and you can see that this cost me $32,300. However, because my base currency is GBP, the base currency value has been converted into GBP, Great British Pound, at the current USD GBP exchange rate. And if I now submit this, you can see that the Microsoft shares have been added to the table with all the information in the form added. And as well, on the right, the current Microsoft share price of $451.59 at the time of recording this video. We also have the value of my investment at the latest price converted into my base currency of GBP. There is also a profit and loss calculation, so I can see how good or bad my investment is performing. This is updated real time, so if the US market was open, I could refresh this, and if the share price of Microsoft had changed, this would be reflected not only here, but also here in the total investments figure, here in the investments chart, and also here on my total net worth dashboard. This means that with investment prices, crypto prices, and exchange rates changing all the time, you can see your net worth real time, anytime. Okay, we have these other assets and liabilities which haven't been updated yet, but I'm not going to do this now. Instead, I'll just flip over to this account and show you the main dashboard page of a fictitious user who has all types of assets and liabilities. Here you can see all tabs at the top with the graph populated over time and the asset and liability ratio reflecting the full portfolio, as did the summary table at the bottom. Just flipping back to the chart, you can see that there are various time periods that can be viewed as well as a custom option. You can also change the chart to a bar chart trend if you want, and you can also see your real-time portfolio as a snapshot pie chart and enlarge this to full screen too if you wish. This looks really good on mobile too. Okay, this is just a quick overview. Give MoneyIQ a go for yourself and see what you think. We're at the early stages of release and there will be a great deal more functionality added very soon. If you have time, please also provide your feedback. There's a short feedback form that can be accessed from any page, and all feedback, good or bad, will be greatly appreciated. In the meantime, I do hope you enjoy the platform and you find it as useful as I do. Many thanks for watching.